Hello, fellow collectors. This is Rob DeLeon with the DeLeon Garage Collection, and this is a new YouTube page I just put up. And I did this page as an extension to the first page that I created about a year ago, and that one is called the DeLeon Slot Car Raceway. And so that one basically just dealt with slot cars. I started to integrate other things in there like die-cast and models, and I decided to go ahead and leave that page just as a standalone slot car page. I wanted to create this one to basically do show and tells and do different things that relate to my Hot Wheel collecting, model building, die-cast collecting, and other things like that. I might add something in a little bit later, different, than what I'm saying right now. But for now, let's just keep it, mostly Hot Wheels and die-cast. So with that said, this is the first video I'm putting together. And what's really special about this video is I have a plastic bin right here, and you can see that one inside the thumbnail. And this was a bin that was gifted to me by my father. Now, unfortunately, I lost my father in 2021 at the age of 81 years old. And this bin was part of his collection that he had collected for a little while. So every once in a while, we would go collecting together. In the Hot Wheel world, we call it hunting. And so he had a collection of Hot Wheels. I have a large collection of Hot Wheels. I've been collecting since 1974. I estimate I probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 cars right now. I stopped actually hunting, I would say, around 2019 or so. Now, I still am a member of the Red Line Club, and I still frequent that particular website. And every once in a while, if there is a car that I really have to have, I still will purchase that through the Red Line Club. But I don't typically go out and find Hot Wheels on the pegs anymore unless I know specifically there's something I'm looking for, because I just wanted to kind of slow down the collecting. At some point, you run out of space to hold these cars, and like many Hot Wheel collectors, we don't really have a game plan of what we're going to do and when we're going to stop collecting. And so I'm 55 years old now. I've been collecting for a lot of years, almost 50 years. And I just felt like it was time to maybe start pulling some of the stuff I had in my storage and maybe start sharing that with the YouTube community. So this bin I have here, as I said, this bin belonged to my dad. I haven't opened it either. It was gifted to me. My mom gave it to me knowing that I'm a Hot Wheels collector after my dad had passed in 2021. And so I wanted to just put it away. I didn't really want to look to see what's inside there. And I figured at some point when I'm ready, I would open it up and we would look at it together. And today's that day. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and open this bin up and see what's in here. And again, you're going to see it for the first time I'm seeing it. So I wanted to have a very natural reaction to what I'm looking at, because he might have some real gems in here, or maybe he had peg warmers. I don't know. We're going to find out together. So let's go for it.
Born to run, baby. Born to run. Welcome to the DeLeon.
We'll pull the bin open, and let's find out what we have. And so first up, we have, it looks like a Johnny Lightning, and this would be from KB Toys. Look at 97 cents. And this is the, what kind of Mustang is this? The custom Mustang. I remember having one of these as a kid. I don't know when he got this one, but obviously KB Toys has been out of business for some time now. But that's really cool. So there's a Johnny Lightning Mustang. I've got a whole host of other cars here, and these look like just regular main lines. We see here a Myers Manx, and I'm pretty sure everybody's seen that one. I think I have that one as well. And I have this 2010 Toyota Tundra. That's really nice looking too. And I have this Street Shaker. And so those are the first cars I'm pulling out of this bin. Some of these might range in price from you know, my dad didn't really go out and buy very expensive Hot Wheels. If he found them on the shelf for $1, that's what he purchased. He wasn't one to go frequent eBay. In fact, I don't think he really knew how to use. He didn't really know how to use a computer very well. So this one's awesome here. This is a Mini Morris. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. And here we have a Lotus Esprit, new for 2015. Now the box has a date on it. Somebody wrote tape, probably my mom, of 2014. So these were put away in 2014. No one has seen them since. So we're all kind of looking at them together. 71 Hemi Cuda. I do remember this car. That was a really nice looking car. I probably have a few of those. As far as cars go, my dad, he liked everything. He liked Ford. He liked Dodge. He was never really a big Dodge fan until he bought his Ram pickup. And then once he bought that, he was a big fan. And his second pickup he bought was a Dodge Ram as well. So there's a Challenger drift car. Some of you might recognize some of these cars. Here we have a Nerve Hammer. I don't remember seeing that one. Now for these kind of cars here, fantasy cars I was never really a big fan of. I usually left these on the shelf just because I was more of a collector of realistic cars. Here's another Lotus Esprit, and that is from the James Bond movie. And it looks like another Street Shaker. So I don't know if he planned on having multiples. That's the second Street Shaker here. But apparently we're going to have probably some multiples in this stack. Now we're going to get to some interesting cars here. And I've seen these before because I have these in my own collection. But here we have a Porsche 959 from the Gleam Team Edition. And we have a Steel Stamp Series 57 Chevy. I'm just going to go ahead and just stack these up here on the table. Datsun 610 pickup. That's pretty nice. I remember having one of these in different colors. I don't remember exactly what the colors were. But let me see that one here. That car is from 2013. That's about right. And then again, we're going to have a couple of... Oh, these are pretty nice. So we have another Manx buggy, another multiple. We have a Corvette Stingray, 64 Corvette Stingray, in a really dark metallic forest green. That's pretty. Now, I don't remember seeing this one, but this is a Mr. Gasket 1971 Buick Riviera. And I don't think I had this one in my collection. I don't remember seeing this one. That's a nice looking car. And here's an Aston Martin. This is a DB5. That's a pretty car. I remember seeing that one on the shelf. I don't know if I collected that one. And then we have a 2015 Bullwhip. This kind of looks reminiscent of the old off-road Bronco, the Ollie Bronco. It's kind of a cool truck. And then we have this one here. This one is from 1991. This is the Gleamer Patrol. And it's that one that has kind of like that weird looking pattern on it. I think it was another one we just showed you right now. And you can tell this one's got, its plastic has been yellowed, so it's probably been sitting for a while. It's kind of, it's really strange because I think about all these cars and I wonder if he was very aware of what he was collecting, or he just, picked whatever he saw that he liked. Here's a Silver Series bus. That's a school bus. That's nice. I think I have one of those chrome buses here. And then here's a Race Team Series Formula One. That's called the Hot Wheels 500. And then another 57 Chevy. I know he did like 57 Chevys. He owned one when he left the Navy in 1962. he apparently crossed the United States from Rhode Island to Arizona, where he was living, in a 57 Chevy. And I think eventually he brought that to California when he moved to California. Here is a, let's see here, this is called the Tank Truck Photo Finish Series. I guess these had photo kind of markings on them. I remember this one. This was the Silver Series Fire Eater. I do have a couple of those. That's a nice looking fire engine. It's all chrome. And then I could totally see him liking this because he was a hot rod guy. He loved hot rods. And so this one here is from 1991, and that is the 42 Ford Delivery. And so that's totally him. He loved his 34 Fords, his 32 Fords. He especially loved the ZZ Top car, the Eliminator. That was one of his favorite hot rods. So here is a off-track, looks like a desert truck. And then here is the Pontiac Banshee. Now I remember one year when I was a lot younger, and this one again, this one is from 1991. When I was younger, my dad used to take us to the Los Angeles Auto Show every year, and they would feature all of the new cars that would be coming out later that year, and sometimes they would show concepts. And I remember seeing the Banshee there at the Pontiac booth. Obviously Pontiac doesn't exist anymore, so that's kind of special there. But I do remember seeing that Pontiac Banshee. I thought it was really cool looking. And then here we have a Jaguar XJ220 Pearl Driver. It's in pearl white. And then this would be right up his alley because my dad was a Mustang guy, and I'll put up a picture there and I'll show you the Mustang my mom used to own that my dad eventually took over. It was a 64.5 GT Fastback. My brother owns it now. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Porsche 930. I totally love these Blackwall cars. And you can see this one's got some age on it. Who knows where he got it? It could have been a store and it got damaged in a bin. Maybe it could have been a garage sale. He liked to go to a lot of garage sales, and sometimes he would bring me loose cars, and I'd add those to my collection. Here's a Zender Fact 4 Steel Stamp Series. I remember this one. I did have this one in one of my collections. Now this one I don't know if I ever had. This is the Toyota MR2 Rally. That's kind of a cool looking car there. And that one is also probably from 1991. Yeah. A lot of these cars from 1991. I wonder where he found all these. 1995 model series. Then this is the Camaro convertible. It's a nice looking car. And then here we go. There is the Lumina Stalker Race Team Series as well. I think my dog just got bored and she got up and walked away. I usually bring her into the garage with me when I'm doing these things because otherwise she'll just sit in the living room and bark. Here is a Mattel Coca-Cola set, and it has the Beetle, and it has, looks like a Ford of some sort, convertible Mustang, a van, and I can't tell what that is. Maybe that's a Miata or something. Doesn't say. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. It's a Matchbox series. I'll put this one back so it'll take up too much space. Like I said, folks, I don't know what's in here. Don't know what to expect. I'm just going through it and we're looking at this together. It's another photo finish series. Well, look at that. It's got the twin towers on it, so you know that's old. It's this truck with the twin towers. It's probably 1991 as well. 1994. I've never seen this one before. This one here, the 38 Phantom Course Air, and you can tell with the yellowing of the plastic, this one's kind of old. 2001. It's actually not as old as I thought. Probably a garage purchase because I know he didn't keep his cars displayed. he'd put them in a box, in usually a bin, and put them in the dark somewhere so that they wouldn't get damaged by the UV rays. I remember this one here. This was a Hot Hub series. This is the Shadow Jet. Never was a big fan of the fantasy cars. Maybe he liked it. One of my favorites, Lamborghini Diablo. I did have a whole Lamborghini collection of Hot Wheels back in the day. And then this one, I do like this one a lot here. That's a Ferrari 355. I also have a Ferrari collection as well. And here we have a race truck. Kind of looks like the old Dale Earnhardt NASCAR. It's a Chevrolet. And yeah, I can definitely tell this one would be something he'd be into. This is the Midnight Auto. Kind of looks like a little bit like a 34 Ford, maybe. Starting to get stacked up here. Let me see what I can find. Probably move some of these right here. BMW 850i. Now, he bought this one, I know for a fact, because he had a 2000, no, actually, originally he had a 1994 Dodge Ram in green, just like that. And so that was one of his favorite models because it looked like his truck. And eventually he traded it in and he got himself a 2009 Dodge Ram in champagne color. And then here is the classic Cobra. He told me a story once that he met Carroll Shelby, and Carroll Shelby was going to sell him a Cobra for $7,000. I don't know if this is true. That's what he told me. He couldn't afford it, and obviously we know what happened to those cars. They skyrocketed in price, and he always regretted not buying that car. Here is, these are kind of dusty. I wonder how they got dirty like this down here. This is the Super Coupe Dragster. Yeah, I wonder what's happening. And here's one of the 57 Roadsters. It's kind of that weird car with the chassis and the front wheels hanging out. And then here we have a Willys Coupe and a Mercedes 540. Kind of an interesting collection. Look at some of these are already coming apart because they have been sitting in a hot garage. So probably we're going to have to do a little bit of glue work on these if I decide to keep them in the package. Let me see what else is here. Okay, here is a Talbot. There's not too many more, so I don't think this will go on too far. Here's a Speed Gleamer series. That is a T-Bucket in purple. Another Talbot, and a car I'm very familiar with because I have quite a few of these. This is the fluorescent pink 1995 model series 58 Corvette Coupe. He told me he used to own, when he got out of the Navy, that he bought a 54 Corvette. And to which I asked him, why did you sell it? And he said back then cars were a dime a dozen. You literally didn't even bother selling it. Sometimes you just parked it somewhere and that was it, and you went and got another car. Could you imagine what that car would be worth now if you still had it? Well, if I still had it. Here we go with another Zender. So I'm getting the idea that he really wasn't very, very particular on the kind of cars he collected. I think he just kind of saw something on the shelf. If he liked it, he bought two of them. Here's a recycling truck with black walls, and that is a car from 1991. Again, 1991. And then he was a big fan of this Mustang, the Mach 1. I remember our neighbors had a Mach 1 years ago, and they were going to sell it. He was considering buying it, but he never bought it. And the Ferrari 250. I do have several of these in my own collection in different colors and different wheels, actually, so that's pretty cool. So there's not much more here. Let me see what else we've got. And I think we've got a couple of 5-packs. Nothing's really okay. Well, maybe I was. I guess I spoke too quick. Here is one called the So Fine. That's a cool looking car. You can see maybe some dust got into the bottom of these, into the bin, because they've got a lot of dust on them. And here was the. This was a 2001 edition Ford Focus. I guess this was the drag version, or maybe the Pikes Peak version. I can't tell. It's got the big front tires. Maybe I'll save this one for last. I think that one's probably worthy of saving for last. I think there's maybe another 10 cars, and that's about it. So this is the Crackle series, and that was the cars that had that Crackle paint on them. And this one here is a 623 split window. Mazda Miata. What's this one called? The Shredster. I don't think I ever collected that one. Again, that one's a fantasy type of car, so I probably would have left it on the shelf personally. This one's pretty nice. 59 Impala. He was an Impala guy. He loved the Impalas. I think he actually had one at one point. I don't remember what year it was. I used to always ask him about all the cars he'd owned in his life, and he said just almost too many to even recount. You know, at one point he had a 65 Chevelle, he had a 49 Mercury, so it's kind of car list there. Here we have a taxi version of a 57 T-Bird. And here we have a Super Smooth. That's pretty nice. 2002 first editions. Okay, I think I'll put some of these away here, and then we will look at the last couple of cars that come up. I think I will save the best for last because I saw something in there that I can't believe he had. Here's one of these weird little Hyper Mites. That was kind of a funky little car. What's in here? I don't know what that is. Shadow. There's the Shadow. I'll put that one back. And then here's the La Troca. Looks like it's in a flat lavender. So I'm going to have to go through these and really clean up the card stocks because it looks like that maybe something got in here. Maybe some dust or something. The Jester. I don't know what that is. I think I might have seen it. I don't remember it. Oh, this one's nice. And I do remember having this one as well. This one here is the 40 Ford Coupe. Maybe I should clean it off. It's got a lot of dust on it. That's the 40 Ford Coupe. And I always wonder about storing Hot Wheels in hot temperatures. You know, here where we live, it's usually about 110 degrees sometimes, and it might go on for 5 or 6 weeks. And I've noticed in my collection that sometimes the little shells basically unglue themselves from the cardboard. Here is the Chevy Pro Stock truck. And we have this weird looking truck, looks semi-fast. Kind of looks like what they've come up with the new Tesla, the automated semi-truck they're going to be putting out at some point. Here we have, this is one of my favorites. And in fact, I just showed one of these on my slot car channel when I was doing Hot Wheels on the slot car channel. Those Hot Wheel videos will now come to this channel now when I do more. And here is one of the vintage collections, and this was the Beatnik Bandit. I have several of these in different colors, and this one's got the red lines on it. I wish they had the metal button and not the plastic, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. And let's see what else he's got. That's kind of odd. Okay, he's got some sort of pen torch in here. And then, okay, this one, yep, that's his style. Speed Gleamer series. It's the 3-window 34. And then I remember this one. This was the Ford pack. That was the Ford pack. So you had the Bronco, you had the NASCAR. I think that was the 32. You had the T-Bird. I think the 34 right there. Okay, this is one of my favorites here. This was new for 2015, and that is the 69 Dodge Charger. I might have some of those in my collection as well. And now for the last one, and this is the one I can't believe he's got, because I never had this one before. And if you've seen some of my cars, that's the kind of stuff I used to like to collect. I have a lot of VWs, a lot of Volkswagens. Here's my Moon Eyes. My Moon Eyes bus. And so this one here, wow, I don't even know where he even got this one at. Penske VW bus. This is the drag bus. And now, as if you're a collector, you know that the drag bus was made in tons of different liveries. Some of them were specific to certain businesses. I guess they had them licensed. And that looks really cool. That one's pretty nice. So I will be proud to add these to my collection. And I will put them in a proper bin and put them in my storage for maybe when my kids end up with mine. I'll show you this one here, because just this one here was a very special vehicle to me. So back in the day, this is 1996, and I was living near the City of Industry. There was a Mattel store there, and I heard about the fact that the VW drag bus was going to first come out. Now, I'm still a VW guy. As you can see, I still have, if you look right here, I still have VW die-cast vehicles. There's a Jada there. And so I had a friend who also, and this is the mistake, don't ever do this. I asked the friend if he wanted to come to the Hot Wheels, or it was the Mattel store, and help me find this vehicle, because this drag bus was extremely hard to find. And I started hearing little rumblings that they were getting snapped up all over the place. You couldn't find any anywhere. And so I took him with me, and he was also a VW guy. We were kind of just hanging out with VWs. And as we were rummaging through the aisles frantically, because what they would do is they would let about 80 people in, and they would go through all the aisles, and then once the cars were already pulled and people started to get in line and pay for them, then they would restock the aisles and let the next set of people go in. So they had a fresh selection. Well, I was standing there next to my buddy, and I was going through, couldn't find it, and this bus, not this particular one, but this first edition drag bus, fell from the peg hook and hit him on the foot. And he picked it up, and I said, "Awesome, dude." I said, "That's why I brought you with me." Then oddly, we left the store, and he said, "You know, dude, I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep the bus." I said, I brought you here so you can help me. I'll pay for it. I brought you here so you can help me get the bus. No, I think I'm going to keep it. Anyway, so that was kind of one of these funny stories that we had going on for years. So my next door neighbor, Bill, and we literally grew up together back in San Gabriel Valley, California. He heard about the story, and it was the running joke for many years. And one day we went to a car show, because that's what we did back in the day. We just went to car shows. Like every weekend we were at a car show. And Bill brings me this bus and says, "Look, you've been redeemed. There you go. There's your drag bus you've been looking for." And this was years later. This was probably like 1999 maybe. So it was probably 3 years after this first editions came out. I know he paid top dollar for it, because at that time I think they were going for about $50. I don't know what they're going for now. Unfortunately, Bill passed away in 2014. And so unfortunately, one thing you find out, the older you get, you start losing people, you know. And I don't want to turn this into a downer video, but most of my friends they're gone. due to illness and due to other things like that. So, you know, we just kind of move on. We keep going. And so I have these Hot Wheels to look at, and I have them to remember all these things about the people. And so this one here is special to me. I have this one in a display case. This one does not sit in my collection. I just, you know, I'm never going to sell it. This is going to go with me. You know, whoever ends up getting it later can decide what they want to do with it. But this one's important to me because I knew the sentiment behind it. And I never got another one. This is the only one I have, and I don't want to buy another one because this is the only one I need. And anyway, so that was really nice of Bill. And since then, we're just going through and collecting, and maybe one of these days I'll start opening up other things that I haven't seen in years and show them to you guys. So with that said, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this first video of mine, and I'll put together some more content. Maybe we'll do some RC stuff next. I just got another box in the mail today with an RC that I can't believe I just got. I've been waiting for a long time too. So with that said, take care, guys. Be safe, and I will talk to you later. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please throw a comment, give me a like, and I'll know that I can make more of these videos. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, and if you like this kind of content, please give us a like and subscribe.